The vast fields of Texas are in ruins. Uncontrolled wild boar populations have invaded farms, tearing up fields and wreaking havoc. Farmers are at their wits' end as the damage continues to pile up. We can't let them run rampant any longer. This time, we're not just hunting from the ground. We have a superior advantage, a helicopter. The aerial hunt begins, high speed, heavy firepower, and no escape for the wild boars. Wild boar invasions are a serious issue in Texas, USA. However, controlling their numbers is a challenge due to their intelligence and elusiveness. Hunting and trapping measures have been implemented, but their effectiveness remains limited. Additionally, bringing wild boar meat to market faces challenges due to strict federal inspection regulations. The helicopter takes off. From above, the wild boars are clearly visible, scattering across the fields. The pilot immediately tilts the aircraft, maintaining a steady speed. We adjust our aim, locking onto the targets. The first round of bullets cuts through the wind, echoing across the fields. Three more go down within seconds. The first 5 targets are eliminated. The aircraft glides forward, scanning the fields. The crops provide little cover for the fleeing boars. We switch weapons, switching to semi-automatic rifles to maximize continuous fire. Some manage to slip away in the chaos. The pilot quickly adjusts the flight angle, giving us a better shooting position. Within minutes, we claim more trophies. As we continue the fight, the pilot spots another herd nearby. Without hesitation, the attack begins. The first barrage takes down multiple targets. Some are wounded, but still trying to escape. But nowhere to run. We quickly locate their hiding spots. From above, there is no cover. Precise shots take them down in an instant. Down below, dark figures dart through the grass. We lower altitude. The helicopter roars just overhead. The chase is on. Gunshots ring out. 2 more boars drop immediately. Another tries to flee, but doesn't make it. The pilot circles around, surveying the area before wrapping up the hunt. A few more boars are spotted and swiftly taken down. But we know this is just one battle in a long war. More herds will emerge, and the hunt is far from over.
the SRR.
This week, we received an urgent call for help from a farmer living in the state of Georgia. His family's crops were being ravaged by wild hogs. They had lost nearly 70% of their agricultural yield last season, and if nothing was done soon, the situation would spiral out of control. We didn't waste a second. From Texas, our entire team took off by helicopter, fully equipped with thermal scopes, long-range rifles, and night reconnaissance drones. As we landed in the outskirts of Waycross, Georgia, we knew we were stepping into a real battlefield. 9:30 p.m. Under the faint moonlight and thick fog, our thermal scopes picked up 4 targets silently moving in from the edge of the forest. They were massive, moving slowly yet menacingly. We split into 2 teams and closed in from opposite directions. One clean trigger pull, all 4 dropped in total silence. But that was just the beginning. Darkness cloaked the field, but thanks to our thermal imaging, we could easily spot hogs lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike. This was it. A loud gunshot cracked the silence. One hog collapsed instantly. The sound startled the rest, sending them scattering in panic. We didn't hold back. We kept firing, dropping as many targets as possible. We pushed forward and suddenly spotted a large hog foraging in the open. As soon as it sensed danger, it bolted. But it couldn't outrun a well-placed shot. Another one down. From a distance, we noticed another sounder moving across the field. No time to hesitate. We opened fire, targeting them one by one. Gunshots echoed non-stop, but landing accurate shots was tough. These hogs were fast, and it took us a while to fully eliminate the group. This place was clearly a hot zone for wild hogs. The deeper into the night, the more aggressive and widespread they became. We encountered sounder after sounder, casually roaming and foraging like they owned the land. Our thermal scopes gave us a huge advantage, allowing us to take down hogs with pinpoint accuracy. These beasts were massive, making it easier to spot and track them. We just had to stay hidden and wait for the perfect moment to strike. We didn't stop there. Tracking deeper into the forest, I spotted a hog busily foraging between tree trunks, unaware of the danger nearby. I aimed directly at its head, squeezed the trigger, and down it went instantly. Unfortunately, the rest of the group disappeared into the dense woods. Undeterred, the whole team pushed forward. I focused on the biggest hog to the right. Took aim. Headshot.
Go ahead and take him. Now.
While ambushing a large sounder out on the field, I locked onto the biggest one and took the shot. But it wasn't enough to bring it down. One more off the list. After a long night of hunting, we had collected some impressive trophies. The hog panicked and fled. It was getting late. We were exhausted, and the constant gunfire had already spooked the hogs. We called it a night and returned to rest. All the hog carcasses were handed over to local authorities for proper handling and disposal.
That'll make it a good picture too, having them.
Texas is one of the regions hit hardest by wild boars, making them a serious threat to local agriculture. Today, my friends and I are heading out on another wild boar hunt. This isn't just a way to control their population, it's also something we genuinely enjoy. Stick around to see if we manage to take down any boars this time. As usual, my friends and I drove out to the wide open grasslands behind the mountains to kick off a hunting trip. Since this is a familiar hunting ground, several feeders and hunting stands had already been set up to lure the wild boars in, and this time was no different. From the stand, I adjusted my rifle for the best line of sight. There it is, our target completely absorbed in enjoying the tasty grains. I held my breath. With a swift pull of the trigger, the bullet shot out, and the boar dropped instantly. A smooth, promising start. With each quiet step, I carefully moved through the bushes, trying not to make a single sound. Reaching a good vantage point, I could see the wild boar moving in and out of view, almost blending into the dry grass. It looked extremely alert, ready to bolt at any second. The moment came. I fired, the bullet sliced through the air. The shot rang out, and the boar staggered. Without hesitation, I took the second shot, and the wild boar finally collapsed, completely taken down. As we followed the forest trail, our eyes constantly scanned for signs of wild boars' jagged hoofprints, and patches of freshly dug earth stood out clearly on the damp ground. It was obvious these animals had become a nightmare for local farmers. After a long, silent wait, we suddenly spotted a lone wild boar. Its size was far larger than the ones we usually encounter, making our entire group extra cautious. My heart pounded in my chest as I prepared to take the shot. Then, as the target came fully into view, I took aim and held my breath. Shot rang out. The bullet cut through the air. In the swift distance, the wild boar dropped instantly. As the sun began to set and dusk settled in, we spotted a group of wild boars foraging, digging into the earth in search of food. In the fading light, we watched closely. Concentration, I decided to take the shot aiming at the largest boar in the group. A single, decisive shot, unexpectedly precise, dropped the target on the spot. Wasn't the end. A new group of wild boars had just appeared, and our determination only grew stronger. Without hesitation, a shot rang out, leaving no chance for panic or escape. Another massive target was taken down. Unfortunately for them, today they crossed paths with us. The squeals of startled boars echoed through the air, but I wasn't about to let them get away. One shot after another, and the wild hogs dropped one by one in the tall grass. As night fell, we returned home with the spoils from an exhilarating day of boar hunting. The wild hogs would now become a delicious meal. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. In the rural southern region of Alabama, wild hogs aren't just a nuisance, they're a full-blown disaster. Cornfields are torn up overnight, and vegetable gardens look like war zones. Wild hogs have lost their fear of humans. They sneak into residential areas after dark, digging up yards, flipping trash cans, and there have even been cases of people getting seriously injured trying to chase them out of their own backyards. Faced with this growing crisis, we, the local farmers and hunters, couldn't just stand by. A carefully planned hunt was set in motion. Join us on this tense, heart-pounding, and dangerous journey in today's video. Once we were all in position, I carefully loaded my rifle and waited for the wild hogs to show up. The rest of the team and the hunting dogs started sweeping the area, and sure enough, the hogs soon emerged. They weren't huge, but they were incredibly fast. I fired several shots and missed. But just as one of them was about to vanish into the brush, a final well-placed shot brought it down. Right after that, another hog burst out in front of me. I had just enough time to aim and squeeze off a perfect shot, dropping it on the spot. During a tense chase, a medium-sized hog appeared, looking fierce and aggressive. I didn't hesitate. I lined up my shot and fired. Bullseye. It dropped instantly. In this area, the hogs don't stand a chance. We're seasoned hunters who know our weapons and can hit targets at any range. But our plan didn't stop there. We kept tracking the hogs, fast, cunning animals weaving between bare trees. This was the moment. All eyes locked in on the target. Then came the crack of gunfire, and down went the biggest hog yet. That rush of victory was unforgettable, marking one of the most intense hunts we've ever had. About 30 minutes later, I spotted another hog at very close range. It didn't take long. With a single, clean shot, I brought it down instantly. The afternoon here was calm and peaceful, which meant the hogs felt safe enough to come out and forage. We stayed quiet, watching from a distance, then launched a surprise attack. The herd barely had time to react before several of the big, tusked males were already down. We spent the whole day tracking through rugged forest terrain, chasing after hogs. From the perfect ambush spots, we unloaded a volley of shots. At these ranges, experience and accuracy make all the difference. Every hog that showed itself was taken down with precision, and our pile of game kept growing. Even after that, more hog herds kept moving through the area. We stayed alert, scanning and selecting targets carefully. By the end of the day, we were completely exhausted, but incredibly proud of what we'd accomplished. In the countryside where I live, wild boars aren't just wild animals, they're a terrifying nightmare. During the last harvest season, not only my family but the entire village had to watch as the fields were torn apart by their hooves. The damage was devastating. All our sweat and hard work went to waste, making our already tough lives even harder. We couldn't endure it any longer. I, along with my friends, decided to hunt the wild boars, hoping to drive them away from our fields. Let's begin the hunt together. We followed the mountain trail, heading toward the hills near the residential area. As soon as we arrived, the pack of elite hunting dogs couldn't hide their excitement and rushed off to search. Not long after, barking echoed the first target had appeared. It was fleeing at breakneck speed, but how could it possibly win? In just a brief moment, I fired a single shot that completely brought the wild boar down. Look at that, it's no small boar. With a body like that, it must weigh dozens of kilograms. Right after that, I hurriedly chased a wild boar along the path. Seizing the best possible opportunities, I tried to fire several shots. It wasn't until the boar attempted to cross the road that I was able to make an accurate shot. The sound of hunting dogs echoed from the other side of the mountain slope. The herd of boars suddenly panicked, scattering in all directions. My teammate and I stayed hidden, ready for the next shot. One appeared, large and fierce. The first shot didn't bring it down, but we didn't give up. We kept chasing it across slopes and through thick bushes. Finally, I found the perfect position, and the moment it entered my sights, another trophy added to today's hunt. Oh, a giant wild boar has noticed our presence. It's about to run away. You know, I definitely won't let that happen. And then, a deadly shot was made. The target was taken down in a split second. Gunshots echoed from a far side that wild boars had appeared and were being pursued by other hunters. Once I spotted the tracks, I immediately gave chase. The herd was running incredibly fast. Even though I tried to aim and shoot, bringing them down wasn't easy. The chase went on, and I had to keep running after the wild boars. After a long and exhausting pursuit, I finally caught up with the fire. But I only managed to take down one. The rest escaped out of sight just in time. From the rugged mountains, wild boars often make their way down to the fields in search of easier food. They don't just forage, they turn the rice paddies into ideal hiding places. But for farmers, this is a never-ending battle. These boars have grown increasingly aggressive, showing no hesitation in attacking livestock and even people. Understanding the severity of the situation, we're always ready to fight, day or night. At this point, hunting seems to be the most effective solution. Even though it was already late in the day, I still wanted to hunt a few more wild boars. Over on a distant mountainside, one suddenly dashed past. I quickly raised my rifle and pulled the trigger repeatedly. After that burst of gunfire, my teammates and I had successfully taken down one more target. After a long day of chasing, ambushing, and fighting, we brought back many valuable trophies. But more importantly, we know that the battle against wild boars is far from over. We don't wish for this conflict to go on forever, because our ultimate goal is to live in peace without clashes between humans and these wild animals. Thank you for following today's journey. We hope this video brought you some relaxing and enjoyable moments. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel.